Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, is doing exactly what we all knew he would do, which is just dominate the portal. Most charisma of any college football coach out there, no disrespect to Shane Beamer, no disrespect to Matt Rule, but Deion is that guy. And we knew he'd do well in the transfer portal, but there's a little bit more to this that I think we need to talk about. Because he's got the number 2 portal class right now. He's got the number 1 portal player in Travis Hunter. He's got 15 commits. He's got 10 guys transferring out of his program, which by nature, what we saw in that team meeting, sounds like it was kind of the plan. I'll leave it at that. There's some more facets to this. So without further ado, the first thing that I think we need to pay attention to, he's getting the big fish. He's getting the big-time pieces. The reason why this is important, just think about human nature in general. We feel better when we see people do something first, when we know, okay, I can jump off that diving board. Why? Because I saw 3 other people do it before me. It's safe. Stakes were high. They did it. It all worked out. They're getting the star power to the program at Boulder. Because the way that this could look to some people from the outside looking in is, hey, if I'm a top recruit, do I really want to go and be a part of Deion Sanders' first program at the Power 5 level? That's awesome. He did it at the FCS level. Love Deion Sanders. But do I really want to risk my development and risk my future NFL career if this doesn't work out at Boulder, where they were a 1-11 team last year? It's risky. Well, you have guys like Travis Hunter, number 1 player in the portal. Jimmy Horn, who they just got from USF. He is a receiver, a 4-star caliber player, guy with a lot at stake in terms of what he wants to do at the professional level. This is a big move for him. Levante Bentley, 4-star linebacker from Clemson. All those guys, I promise you, have NFL aspirations. And so with them saying, you know what, we trust Deion to get us to where we want to be, that's going to give guys a little bit more sense of just little exhale. Okay, they're doing it. They trust Deion, and they want to play in the NFL. I can trust them too. If I'm a 3-star or if I'm whatever kind of star, I can trust that people with a lot on the line are looking to Deion to get them to achieve their goals. I think that's going to be a huge domino. Those dominoes, rather, are enormous for the players that are seeing that happen and that are going to follow them to be a part of what's being built in Colorado. If you haven't yet subscribed, now's the time. We got you for Coach Prime coverage, Travis Hunter coverage. College football's a 12-month-a-year sport. We don't take a break. I know y'all don't either in terms of keeping up with this thing. So we got you right here. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're locked in. Also, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Those are 2 places where we do content we don't necessarily do right here. And we also do a lot of interaction on there that we can incorporate then into this program, which is the best part of this whole operation. It's a community, all right? So he's got the big fish, but here's the other thing. Have you paid attention to this when you've seen how many commits he's gotten and at what position? He has 8 of his 15 transfers as what I like to call trench players. That means offensive linemen, defensive linemen, linebackers, a tight end who puts your hand in the dirt. That's all a part of being a tough football team. Teams that win games, especially late in the year, they're tough football teams. I mean, look at the college football playoff. You got Michigan, you got Georgia, you got TCU, you got Ohio State. All those programs are tough programs. So I'm not saying Colorado's going to play for the college football playoff next season, but I'm saying they're taking the correct step to become a tough brand. Because quite frankly, they have to. They have to revamp what they had last year because last year ain't good enough, y'all. I'm not saying anything crazy right here. They had 109 yards a game rushing. It's triple digits in terms of where they rank in the country. Not very good at all. I believe they were 129th in the country in terms of yards allowed on the ground per game. 248. Folks, here's the deal. If they didn't, or if they don't rather, they're still doing it, but if they didn't revamp in the portal, in the trenches, it's great that you have Shedeur Sanders playing quarterback. I know that's Deion Sanders' son, and they believe in him. That's phenomenal. That's great. You got Travis Hunter, number 1 player in the transfer portal. He's going to help you at wide receiver. He's going to help you at corner. He's a special player. But it doesn't matter what moves you have, what kind of punches you can throw in a fight if you're just taking jaw punches all game long. And that was what Colorado did a year ago, just routinely. Weren't able to move the football on the ground. And then when the opposition had the football, they could just run power, they could run inside zone, and you end up on Coach 30's TikTok or Instagram or whatever platform, just getting embarrassed. So they're starting to revamp that, and they're doing it at really critical positions, okay? That's a very big deal. Travis Hunter and a lot of these guys with stars next to their name are important, but if you want to get this program to where it needs to be to compete for conference championships, I mean, look at what Utah did in the Pac-12 title game. It was student body left, student body right. Our big boys are better than your big boys, and that's why we're winning this football game in convincing fashion. So that's very, very important, and good on Deion for making sure they re-up there accordingly. They're replacing the foundation at Colorado. Think about it like a house. As a house last year, Colorado was 1-11. It's not a nice house. Take it a step further, it was a bad foundation, a 1-11 foundation. So the thing that I'm pleased with from Deion Sanders, and the thing that we knew he would do, what Coach Prime is doing, they're getting quantity. Like 15 transfers, that's a lot, folks. And guess what? There's another wave of transfer portal guys that are going to be there eventually, that are going to hit the portal and hit the open waters and see what they can get. Colorado is going to be a more attractive destination because of that, because of the caliber of players they're getting in there. So they're not done at 15. I promise you, we're live right now on a Thursday, and it is, what is it, Nick? December 28th, 29th? 29th. Here's the reality. They're going to get a lot more players. Like I mentioned the date there, I give it a timestamp because it's going to be a lot more than 15 when this whole thing is said and done. Okay, so the reason why that's important, they needed to have a total overhaul of that foundation. Is it complete yet? Of course not. They're still building it. It's still going to take some time. But the quantity is very, very important for Deion Sanders. If they just added Travis Hunter, that's great. But guess what? You're still probably winning 2-3 games. If you just added Shedeur Sanders, maybe that helps you as well. But you're not getting to be a bowl-eligible football team. I think that's very, very interesting that they're adding so much quantity. Shows a lot of self-awareness. And like I said, we knew he was going to do it. But to have 15 transfers already, it's a very good sign of things to come in Boulder, Colorado. So they've got the star power, which is an enormous recruiting tool for high school recruits, but also transfer portal guys. He has a lot at stake, and he's coming to Boulder, Colorado. What excuse do I have? That 5-star Travis Hunter, he's at Colorado. He trusts Deion with his development to get him to the NFL. I trust him too. A lot of trench players. Got to have the mask. Got to have the USDA-approved sirloin. Got to have the Wagyu beef to be able to compete late in the season and to be a tough football team. They weren't tough last year. 8 of the 15 guys they have committed right now via the portal, trench guys. Very, very important. Also, the quantity. House is being built. Had to knock it down a little bit and had to replace the foundation, but they're doing it right now, and they're going to have a lot more than 15 guys when it's all said and done via the portal. Okay, so Coach Prime is doing exactly what we knew he would do. Hey, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.